Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to a very special episode and a very big episode of CSGO News. Hope you guys all enjoy. This will be the last episode here from my house for a long time. I am going back to school, back to college. If you guys are going back to school or college or work, wherever you guys are going, hope you all enjoyed your holidays and your Christmas season as well as your New Year's. And welcome back to another episode of CSGO News. And first off, time markers are down below, guys. Check out whatever story you guys are really interested in. First off, I do want to give you a big overview of the whole PEA situation, that's Professional Esports Association, ESL Pro League Season 5, as well as the TSM situation for 2017. Going to be a large story here. First off, I want to update you guys right now. The Professional Esports Association, that is the North American version that called PEA, North American version of WESG, is now dead in the water, suspended until further notice. There will be no Professional Esports Association CSGO League until further notice, arguably probably never again. It'll probably come back as some other name, but right now, guys, during the year of 2017, as of right now, no PEA will happen. What months ago was the talk of the town. We had, 7 of the 8 North American teams, the top 8 North American teams, 7 of them, despite Optic Gaming not joining, were in this league. We had Cloud9, CLG, TSM, Immortals, Complexity, Energy, 6 or 7 of the top 8 teams in North America were all a part of this PEA league, and now apparently are out of it. They will be opting out of PEA and joining ESL Pro League Season 5. So how this happened? Apparently 6 of those 7 teams, 30 of those 35 players, all voted unanimously against PEA and instead for ESL Pro League Season 5 for good reasons. I'm actually going to take Scott Smith's tweets on screen right now. He gave great reasons as to why they would do that. There's pretty much just more money for both the orgs and the players, and that's obvious why the players would choose this. All in all, it was a better deal for them. Whether they can qualify for ESL Pro League, it's worth a shot, and most of these teams probably will qualify for the North American side of ESL Pro League. Now, despite that, the 6 teams who did vote, I'm not sure the one team who did not, but despite that as well, for ESL Pro League Season 5, guys, big update here. What once was going to be a huge league, it still will be, but it won't be on Twitch any longer. This is actually a huge update. Twitch.tv no longer has exclusivity on streaming ESL Pro League. Next season for Season 5, it will be exclusive rights to YouTube live streams. Many of you guys have watched my live streams on YouTube as well. I do love the service. It offers a great, diversity from the Twitch live streaming, but I'm not sure how it's going to be for gaming. Now, I've watched CSGO live streams on YouTube before. This is going to be a next step in a new direction. YouTube has bought those exclusivity rights, and obviously Valve had made a good portion of money for that if they're going to buy those out from Twitch. So I'm not really sure if it's exclusive rights or if YouTube also has additional rights besides Twitch, but I'm pretty sure as of right now, YouTube has exclusivity on ESL Pro League Season 5 for YouTube live streaming only. So you can really cool to see how this works out. It affects the numbers a lot because many of you guys know Twitch is a very well-known service. YouTube live streaming, not so much. You can really cool to see how that does. Now, moving on to the TSM situation for 2017. We have PEA dead in the water, ESL Pro League only on YouTube live streaming probably throughout this year, and now we have TSM. Who will their team be comprised of in 2017? As of right now, we have no idea. Speaking of ESL Pro League Season 5, they actually did manage to qualify. TSM did, but with a very broken roster and mostly their old roster. We had TSM Twistzz. We have Shahzam still on the roster, but he actually did not qualify for them. It was Twistzz alongside FNS, Sempus, Relics, and Sick. That was their 5-man roster who did qualify. Now, I'm really going to be curious to see in the future. Many of you guys do know when the whole Sean Gear situation came up, he argued with Reginald. Of course, many of you guys know him as TSM owner, and apparently was kicked from that roster. But for Twistzz and Shahzam, it's a very different situation because many of you guys know, we have Twistzz, a 17-year-old star, one of the better North American players out there for sure, especially due to his age, only being 17 years old. He definitely could field other offers. And Shahzam, quite notably, going to be one of your best North American offers out there. He definitely could have offers out there as well besides TSM. I'm going to really cool to see in the coming months if TSM tries to keep those 2 players, if they backdoor in their words, because we had Shahzam very vocally say on Twitter, he said, if Sean Gears leaves, I'm out. I'm going with Sean. I'm with Sean. Twistzz, not so much so vocally, him being more of a quiet player. He didn't come out and say, definitely, if Sean Gears is gone, I'm gone as well. Going to be very interesting to see how these players play out, how these roles play out, and if TSM can keep these guys, or if they're going to continue to play on in 2017 with that 5-man lineup, bring back FNS and Sempus. Who knows for the future? Going to be really cool to see what happens. And in huge CSGO news, guys, again, time markers are down below. Going to be another long story for all of you, talking about the essence of LAN dodging and what is wrong with this, and what has sparked a lot of teammates coming out and saying, hey, we've had a teammate LAN dodge, we just never came out about it. And for WESG finals, we have a team going there who is having a player LAN dodge, going to cost them a sufficient amount of time and effort, as well as they're probably not going to have a great chance getting out of groups because of this. I want to start off by saying it was 3 days ago where Arkimonday from Team Muffin Lightning, a North American team, many of you guys who are North American fans know about this team because they came out of nowhere, comprised of former Energy and Complexity players. They brought together and almost managed to qualify for the E-League Major Qualifier. They fell short to both Cloud9 and Immortals. Ironically enough, both those teams didn't qualify for the Major either way, but Muffin Lightning was so close to qualifying. This team, composed of 5 players, Arkimonday being their 5th member, actually LAN dodged this past weekend to the ESEA Mountain Dew League. They had to sub in for him, on short notice, Diana from Team CLG Red. They did pretty well with her, but still, Arkimonday did dodge the LAN event and was given an ESEA ban, apparently of 100 years at this point in time. Probably not deserved to be 100 years, but he did LAN dodge. Going to be very curious to see what his teammates do say about that. Now, in spite of this not being the bigger case, because a day ago we had Team Subtle, a Canadian team, if you guys know by the lower tiers of Canadian North American CSGO, Team Subtle, a well-known team, not too poorly, and definitely performed well in the past. They are composed of 5 players. We have Els, Ocean, Wabbit, better known players, Hades, and Nerdy. Now, if you guys heard about this, it wasn't covered too much. 2 weeks ago, their 5th member, Nerdy, was actually VAC banned on CSGO. I was going to cover this in a separate story, but yes, he was VAC banned. It wasn't confirmed at the time being, and their 5th member was VAC banned and gone. And again, they're going to WESG Finals this upcoming week. That starts in a couple weeks, guys, early on in January for the E-League Major Finals. And again, WESG Finals being $1.5 million. Now, this 5-man roster, without Nerdy, they're down to 4 people, obviously, but WESG reached out to the Subtle lineup and they said, hey, don't worry, you can actually use a stand-in player. So they picked up Davey. You guys know Davey from Team Splice, and that was going to be their 5th player. But ever since Nerdy was apparently going to be, VAC banned, he was not going to be playing, we had their 4th member, Hades, say, you know what, I'm kind of having doubts. I don't really know about this. Apparently before then, we had the whole team, the whole 4-man roster, including Davey, had their visas to go to WESG Finals, but Hades was being kind of reluctant to actually get his visa. He was being very lazy. He had some drunken nights, reportedly by his teammate Els, where he was just too drunk the previous day to go get his visa, and this caused a lot of controversy. Now we have WESG coming up in a few days here, and this 4-man roster, now with Davey as a stand-up to make their 5-man roster, apparently Hades told this team out of nowhere, dropped a bombshell and said, hey guys, I'm not going to WESG Finals. Now this team has put so much effort and work into this to have their 5th member Hades all of a sudden say, hey, by the way guys, I'm not going. So now this team is stuck in a huge predicament, because not only are they going to WESG Finals, they had to pay for the ticket of their 5th member Davey, because he was going to be a ringer. That's how they call it in the league. He's a ringer and a stand-in player. They had to pay for his ticket. The other 4 players had their tickets paid for, but now they're stuck with the controversy because Hades is gone. Nerdy is gone. They're stuck with their 3 main players, that is Els, Ocean, and Wabbit. They're now going to have a ringer player, Davey, who they never really practiced with before, besides for a few weeks or in pugs. And now they also need to use their coach, who has never practiced with the team. And this is all in a Twitlonger posted by Els. I'll show you guys some of those on screen. I'm sure you've already seen them. It makes you feel so bad for this team who's put so much work and effort into qualifying for the WESG Finals. They're lucky to be there in the first place. It's one of the largest and probably the largest prize pool these guys will ever compete for. And to have a team like Nerdy, who just got VAC banned, and then Hades be so reluctant to get his visa. Els came out and said how easy it is to acquire a visa, especially a Chinese visa, because there's so many admins and so many people who actually get you that visa. And now they're down to a 3-man roster with a stand-in Davey and their stand-in coach, who they've never practiced with before. Going to be very unfortunate to see what happens to this team, and it's not very likely they'll make it out of groups, because they are also, unfortunately enough for these guys, in one of the, if not the toughest group of WESG Finals, with Envious, Epsilon, and Virtus Pro all in their group. And of course, you guys know they're probably not going to make it out, but I wanted to bring this story to light because all these LAN dodging things, we've had players like, Optic Tart came out and said, you know what, if you're going to ditch your teammates, ditch your friends, LAN dodging is almost worse than cheating. You almost have to agree with him there. Now again, Els is a very mature guy. He came out with this and said it in the most mature way possible. He ends his Twitlonger by saying, I don't believe my teammate Hades deserves a 100-year ESEA ban, but punishment should be dude. And you know what, you got to feel bad for this team Subtle. Best of luck to these guys. I hope to see them go far. They'd have to get very lucky to make it out of their first group, Group A, but hopefully they do. You just got to hope for the best there. So those are 2 big stories, guys. Now on to some controversial news. I'm going to hop right into it. We did have, of course, Sparkle, as many of you guys know, one of the largest CSGO YouTubers out there. I tried to contact him. He didn't contact me back. Obviously, maybe had a rough night, but we're not really sure the details as of right now, guys. Apparently, and yes, we did confirm, he posted this on a Snapchat last night. A lot of controversy about this. It's really not too much of CSGO news because it's in his personal life. I don't want to talk too long about it. Obviously, a racial term was used. We're not really sure on the details as of why he posted this with his girlfriend, kissing his girlfriend, and why he would post that caption or why would he post those words. We're going to reach out to him. Hopefully, he actually a public post himself for the details about that. But yeah, and really not too much other CSGO news out there as of right now. Hopefully going to be back to more CSGO news in a couple days, guys. I am going back to school. Besides this, E United, another lower tier North American team. You guys remember from ESL Pro League Season 4, they finished second to last, or I believe maybe it was last. They won a couple games over there. Unfortunately enough, they are changing their lineup, and they definitely needed to. They actually added Selfless Mitch, a really good pickup there. Mitch from Selfless, as well as Abe from Splice Gaming. So going to be a really cool scene to see what these lower tier North American teams are swapping players for, and hopefully, E United has a better season they did last year and better year as well. So 2016 was a rough year for them. That's going to do it for today's episode of CSGO News. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I am going to go back to my apartment today, guys, and I am finally back to school. Going to be very nerve-wracking, if I can talk to you guys for a bit. A very nerve-wracking school year, because this year, this semester, I'm going to be taking 6 classes. I usually only take 5. One of them is a speech class, marketing and management classes. Going to be very difficult for me. So I want to give you guys my schedule very briefly if you guys are very interested in that. I should have uploads automatically every Tuesday and Thursday, as well as the weekends. But besides that, guys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I am busy all day long. So it's going to be really nerve-wracking to see what actually happens to the whole YouTube channel and live streaming. I've been live streaming almost full time. I mean, every time I sit down and live stream, it's for at least 4 to 8 hours. So it's going to be really cool to see how that goes through. So hope you guys all enjoyed. I am back to school. If you guys are going back to school, your workplaces, best of luck to all of you guys. Let's have a great 2017 and a great next 4 months. It's going to be a very nerve-wracking time, but it's going to be a great time of growth, and hopefully some fun times and giveaways for all of you as well. I've been working on sponsors, as well as making my own skins and getting skins from all of you guys to give away as well. So hope you all enjoyed. As always, my name is Jake. Remember, I like you. Live, love, laugh a lot. I will see you guys all hopefully tomorrow with a live stream, and I'll definitely see you guys today with a live stream, some giveaways as well. Hope you guys all enjoy. Remember, I like you. I'm going to be yelling in a second here, so you might want to turn down your volume, okay? Remember, I like you.